The difference between Christ and Jesus. Spirit and vessel, inner and outer, divinity and humanity. Family, let's settle something once and for all, because religion has confused millions of people for centuries. Beautifully lit scene showing two objects on a wooden table, an ornate clay vessel and a simple glass container with brilliant light emanating from within. Soft, natural lighting emphasizes the distinction between container and content. Camera moves slowly around the objects, highlighting their relationship. Christ and Jesus are not the same thing. They are united, but they are not identical. Christ is spirit. Jesus is the vessel. Everything God does is first inner, then outer. Time-lapse style sequence showing breath on glass becoming visible, seeds sprouting into plants, and dawn breaking over landscape. Each transition emphasizes the movement from invisible to visible, spirit to physical. Warm, golden lighting throughout. Spirit, then physical. Invisible, then visible. This is the law of creation and the pattern of incarnation. Christ is the Spirit, the blueprint, the divine identity. Before Jesus was ever born of Mary, Christ already existed. Christ is the Spirit of God, the life-giving force, the breath breathed into Adam, the image of God, the divine blueprint of humanity, the fullness of God expressed, the mind, nature, and essence of God. Christ is not a person with a skin tone, nationality, or birth date. Christ is the Spirit that fills all things, sustains all things, and expresses through human vessels. Paul never said Jesus in you. He said Christ in you, the hope of glory. Colossians 1:27. Christ is the eternal Spirit. Christ is divinity itself. Jesus is the vessel, the humanity, the physical expression, just like you. Jesus is the human container through which Christ, the divine Spirit, expressed himself perfectly. Jesus is the physical body, the historical person, the visible manifestation of Christ, the human embodiment of the divine blueprint. Jesus is the vessel. Christ is the content. Jesus is the lamp. Christ is the light inside the lamp. You cannot confuse the two. The lamp can be broken, crucified, buried. The light cannot. That is why Jesus died, but Christ did not. In Genesis 2, God formed a body from the dust, symbolic for his thought pattern, then breathed his spirit into it, and man became a living soul. Jesus is simply the reenactment of Genesis 2, the perfect demonstration of what it looks like when Christ fills a human vessel without resistance. Jesus came to show you, not to show you someone to worship from a distance, but someone to mirror your identity. Christ expressing through Jesus reveals your true identity. Why did Christ express through Jesus? To show humanity what it forgot, to remind the sleeping mind what the awakened soul already knew. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world," then immediately said, "You are the light of the world." He wasn't contradicting himself. He was revealing your identity. This is why Jesus said, "The Father in me does the works." Notice carefully, Jesus never claimed the miracles as his own power. He consistently pointed to the inner source, the Father in me. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. I do nothing of myself." When you separate Jesus from Christ, you lose the gospel. Religion did this. It worshipped the vessel. It ignored the spirit. It praised the container. It forgot the contents. This is why people worship Jesus but live powerless, fearful, condemned lives, because they never awakened to Christ in them. Paul said the greatest mystery of the ages is not Christ in Jesus, Christ in heaven, Christ returning from clouds, but Christ in you, the hope of glory. Colossians 1:27. The same Christ who expressed through Jesus expresses through you. When you awaken to that reality, everything changes. Your prayer life, your authority, your understanding of Scripture, your identity, your power, your confidence, your relationship with God. Christ is who you are in spirit. Jesus is who Christ looked like in flesh. Jesus is called the Son of God because he is the human vessel perfectly expressing the divine spirit. That's why Scripture calls us sons of God too. Not because we are equal to Jesus in history, but because we share the same spiritual blueprint. Jesus is divinity expressed through humanity. You are divinity expressed through humanity. Christ is the Spirit. Jesus is the vessel Christ filled, and now Christ fills you. This is why the New Testament boldly says, "As he is, so are we in this world." Christ in you, the hope of glory. You are all sons of God. Jesus wasn't showing you something you cannot be. He was showing you who you already are when the divine spirit awakens in your human vessel. The Son of God is the pattern. Christ in you is the fulfillment. Awakening is realizing the two were never meant to be separated. Christ equals spirit. Jesus equals vessel. Christ expresses through Jesus to show you you. Genesis 2 reenacted. Divinity through humanity. Inner before outer. Spirit before body. Identity before behavior. Once you understand this, the entire Bible unlocks, and you finally remember, Christ is your true life. Jesus is the demonstration of what that life looks like. Christ in you is the story the world forgot.